is the story of a trophy for the world, a journey, a dream.
Viewers out there, so finally, Qatar 2022 finally kicked off on Sunday. Yesterday, it was with a lavish ceremony out there in Doha. Well, for the Qataris, they were on the wrong side of the history books as they became the first side to host to lose an opening game in the World Cup. With that, I welcome you to today's episode of Sports Orbit, where we shall continue our coverage, previews, reviews, and analysis of the World Cup matches as they pan. Though Nigeria is not in it, but like we say, the show must go on. My name is Afa Acho, and Salifu Usman is right here with me on the episode of the program. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit.
Thank you, Alpha. So this is my pleasure. The World Cup is finally here with us.
Yeah, I mean, finally, we saw that opening ceremony yesterday in the Al Bayt Stadium, and not long after that, the host nation Qatar took to the pitch against the Ecuadorians, for their first ever football match in a World Cup game. And I remember on Friday here we had previewed that match. For me, initially I thought it was going to be a very close encounter, especially being that they are hosting home support and all of that. But it looked like Qatar were the away team in that match because they really had nothing to do. In fact, from what the Ecuadorians played, that scoreline should have been way beyond 2-0. Not forgetting that a goal was even ruled out for offside through VAR. But it was Ecuador 2, Qatar 0 in that one.
Yeah, congratulations to Ecuadorian for starting on the perfect note. It was not easy to play at the host team, and then you still started on a good note. So congratulations to the Ecuadorian for desires for that deserve the victory. And just like say, if the Ecuadorian were more active and more decisive, that group would have more than what we saw. Not like just 2-2. But the two goals scored in the first half, but coming to the second half, despite although Qatar tried to make some attempt, tried to make some move, but unfortunately they couldn't. They were not matched to the Ecuadorian. And if you look at this World Cup, and just like you say, that's right from the start, it's a World Cup that comes with everything, that comes with history and everything first. It's the first World Cup in the Middle East. The most expensive World Cup, everything's about first about this World Cup. And now yesterday, another first was recorded. For 92 years of the World Cup in history, no host nation has taken a defeat. The worst result any host nation has graduated is a draw. But unfortunately, yesterday, Qatar also were on the wrong side of history by creating another World Cup history that has come to stay again, losing the first opening match. And that to me, and from every education, that has definitely put the Arabians hope of progressing in this competition in Delima. I see, with no disrespect to the Ecuador team, we see them as the weaker link in that group that things that was for Qatar to get their first result in that match. I don't know in the other group they have Senegal to contend in the Senegal and Netherlands to contest in the remaining how they are going if they cannot handle the Ecuador, how they are going to handle this team. But if you look at that match yesterday, it's like just like you say in your introductions that Qatar happened to be like a wet team. If you agree, if you look at the history of Qatar, it's a very hot nation. And the players in Qatar who play in Qatar, they always play under a very hot atmosphere, very hot weather.
So you're saying the AC, just like JJ, at insinuated JJ said, looks like the AC affected them.
Well, I begin to have that same belief because you are playing under a new setting, environment that you are not used to.
But don't you think they should have prepared them for such? Because being the host, knowing that we are going to be playing under different circumstances, shouldn't have the team prepare them for this kind of situations?
Yeah, there's no, yeah, definitely they may have played under the AC condition before just to prepare them, just to trying to give prepare them for this game. But no matter how you prepare, you can't compare to your traditional style of play. You can't compare to your normal weather time. If you are not used to AC, no matter how somebody lock you inside your room for 24 hours so that you can prepare to get to wherever you're used to AC, it can't compare to what your natural style of life.
Very well. I mean, I agree. And if you see that match, of course, when that goal was ruled out initially, it brought a lot of, some sort of controversy, going through some comments online while I was watching that game. Lots of people were beginning to say things that, look, this is not it. But on a different program I watched earlier on today, some former referee tried to justify it. For me, I don't know, because offside is usually when the you are above but in this case the keeper was out and there's still some players behind him, and the explanation this referee gave was that if the keeper is out, and as long as the keeper was out, even though his player was behind, is still an offside. Well, for me, I think this is the first time I'm witnessing this, so I think maybe we'll need another referee to give us, because opinions were divided if the how was it an offside.
Yeah, but just like you say, that goal was after consulting the VAR.
Yeah.
And going to this World Cup, just like I said, this Qatar World Cup is a World Cup that it has to come with a lot of first.
Exactly.
This is the first World Cup that FIFA is coming with an offside technology.
Yeah.
So what will the technology? Maybe the new technology of offside being adopted by FIFA for this World Cup reveal that that's happening on offside. So that's why everything
but usually exactly here it is, because usually when FIFA are coming out with these things, they usually communicate it to every team, communicate new set of rules. So because clearly you can see here that's the keeper they're trying to contest.
And this left contending with the ball. This is another Qatar player behind the goalkeeper.
Exactly.
And the Ecuador captain is even between
completely.
Although if you look at the player where he stands, the position he's standing, he has an inch ahead of the two players. But the player behind the goalkeeper is ahead of him.
He's ahead of him. And he's even closer to the ball. So if the referee would have said infringement on the keeper, I could have understood. Because it looks like there was some infringement. But to say an offside, for me, still looking at this, I completely don't understand.
Well, in as much maybe it was a slip of tongue to say that an infringement on the players and then he mistakenly seen an offside.
Offside, yeah. Very well.
Because there's no how you tell any man that this goal is an offside as well.
Exactly, because I watched that over and over again to see where the offside is, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, for matches going on currently, England, the Three Lions, that is in action against the Iran national team. And as it stands, it's 5-1 in favor of the Three Lions. Well, I mean, not an unexpected result. You'll expect that England, considering the firepower, the quality they have in that team, should be able to score this kind of put 5 goals behind Qatar. And like before we started this program, I was telling you, just checking a few comments online from especially the English media, English fans. They've started trending, it's coming home again. And England are always fond of doing this. They play 1 or 2 games with good score lines and they start saying, we are bringing the cup home. At the end of the day, when they get disappointed, it becomes something else. And for now, it's too early. This is only Iran. Come on. So I don't think England, yes, you celebrate the win, but you shouldn't start celebrating too much against playing an Iranian side in your first game in the World Cup.
England are very passionate about their team. Sometimes go crazy about the way they try to shape their team. It's always their style of saying it's coming home. Yeah. Just like the European team
exactly.
Home
yes, until the final.
Until the final in the room.
Even in the final, it was until the 9 minutes because they took the lead all through until that equalizer came.
So now, and for me, it is very it's very stupid of anybody playing in the line in the open.
Exactly, yeah.
Even let's assume you are even beating Italy. or you are even beating almighty Argentina,
Yes,
Brazil, match 5-0. It is too early for you to say that
early.
now you are in the right position to contend for the title. No, this is the first opening match, and then congratulations, you are winning the first. You won the first match 5-1.
Good scoreline, yeah.
Good scoreline, fantastic one. Good starting for you. It's always good to start your opening. To start your first match on the match finally ended 6-1 in favor of it. The match is now 6-1. 6-1 in favor of England. But to start looking at this match as an indication that
we are contenders,
as an indication that England is in for it.
Exactly.
I think I believe that the English fans are too hasty.
Yes, I mean,
for me, fantastic standing. But one thing is that there was, if you look at that match, just 7 minutes or 7 minutes in the match, the Iranian goalkeeper was injured and was taken out of the first goalkeeper. Maybe that could have accounted for this
possibly
scandalous defeat.
Yeah. And once again, when you see Iran, somehow they have a way of always making it to the World Cup from their region, but never made it past the group stage. And this time around, considering the group they are, do you think they stand any chance at all? Especially now that they've just lost their first game 6-1. They still have the likes of USA.
The match is still current. Iran have added another one. Still have 6-2.
Okay, Iran have scored. So 6-2. So I think gradually maybe they realize late.
Final ended 6-2.
So 6-2. So, well, like you said, could it be that the injury to their first choice keeper maybe destabilize their plan already? Because for him to be a first choice keeper, there's a reason why he's the first choice keeper. And bringing on the second goalkeeper, we can see that, clearly he couldn't.
Immediately after that collisions and when they immediately the keeper signaled that he can't continue and call for substitution. And if you look at the coach was like, oh my God, because he know what was coming to him. Because for you to be the first choice keeper, there's a lot of responsibility and there's a lot of confidence placed on you. But in the team there are three goalkeepers. But for you to be chosen ahead of other two, there's something that they have an advantage over. There's something they have an advantage over the rest of the team. And for him to get that entirely may have destabilized the Iranian plan for this game. But it is not yet over for them. But just like you see, losing their first match to Iran, now they have Wales and US to contend in the remaining 2 matches. Can they muzzle their way in the remaining 2 matches to get to the next round? Is something that we are here to see. And if you look at the indications and the history of Iran, it doesn't indicate so. Because Iranian, they are always ever present at the World Cup, and they are always first rank registers from the game. So, but now they are at a disadvantage of -2 goal, of -4 goal against them. So let's wait to see what is going to happen between US and US around by 8 o'clock when the next match of the group.
Okay, but but before that, Senegal will come first. But we'll give you a preview of that when we come back from this short break. Don't go nowhere.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream.
And if you
all right, welcome back from that break. Yeah, we're talking about Iran and England match just ended 6-2 in favor of the Three Lions of England. Well, good result for England, but like you said, it's still early days. Like you said, show the England fans, start getting ahead of themselves to say, yes, we just uh, put Iran to the sword by 6 goals to 2. Then looks like we have what it takes to go all the way. And considering even the group England, I must confess to you, it'll be a surprise if England does not make it out of this group. I mean, it's an easy group.
It's expected that England will win the
so even top the group to win the
so
group,
nobody is surprised. I'm not surprised by this feat. They have recorded this.
Exactly.
Good for them to start on the bright. Yeah, sometimes you can have a weaker team and still start badly. It happened to Spain in 2010 where they played their first match against Switzerland and they lost 1-0 to Switzerland before they went ahead to win World Cup. So it can still happen that they have a weaker opponent and still start badly. So congratulations to the Three Lions for starting on the bright note. It's 6 goals. Now, if you look at now, it will be very pretty difficult for any other team to win their first match by this kind of score magic, but it's not impossible. But it will be pretty difficult. So, but for England, for the English fans to start that yes, they are ahead of any other team. To me, that's so crazy. It doesn't hold any water anymore. The ultimate match in this group for England is the game against USA. You know the rivalry between US and England when it comes to football. So let's wait on the 24th of this month where they take on the English side on the US team, and that's where we know the true side of the Three Lions. But whatever result England get in this group stage, England should not be get carried away because they are in the week that they're supposed to dominate.
Yeah, exactly. Clearly, you say, anyway, look at the Teranga Lions African representatives. I mean, everybody in Africa, if there's one team among all of Africa's representatives that every African really is hinging their hopes on, is Senegal, African champions, in spite of the big absence, the huge gap that the absence of Sadio Mane has created in that team. That notwithstanding, Senegal is a team that is not just only about Sadio Mane. Good is their talisman, but Senegal has plenty of quality in this team to, take on any team. And ahead of the match in their pre-match conference, the Netherlands coach Louis van Gaal, and clearly he said it when he was even talking about the result between the other people in their team, Qatar and Ecuador. For him, he said, he wasn't surprised by that result that Ecuador defeated Qatar. And clearly he said that as long as it's concerned in this group, he said the only team that they really think will give them serious issues with Senegal. And I think he's absolutely correct. From the way he sounded, he has plenty of respect for Senegal. He called them African champions. He's seen how they play. They are a team who can hurt any side. And he said, this is the only side in this group that can really test us. And he is looking forward to an exciting encounter against the Teranga Lions.
Yeah, clearly, and it's clearly right. Whatever you look at, maybe no matter the satisfaction you have, whatever any hope you have for the Africa team. If you look at the Senegal team, if you're directing the Senegalese team, you will be doing so at your own peril, no matter who you are on the planet. And if you look, not even being an African champion, if you look at Senegal history in the World Cup,
exactly.
Senegal is the first African team to get to the World Cup and be the defending champion 1-0.
In the first match.
In their debut World Cup match, their first match at the World Cup. Surprised, and that was when France had the best of talent in the light of the Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, William Thuram, and the rest of the several generations of France players who won the France 2019 World Cup. Were present at that 2002 World Cup. But Senegal, from nowhere, nobody heard of Senegal before then, but surprisingly beat France. If you have that at the back of your mind, you definitely have respect for Senegal. And if you look at even at the last Russia World Cup, in their first opening match against Poland, they also defeated Poland. So Senegal has a history, has a statistic. They have never lost their opening match at the World Cup. And even at the last World Cup, when Senegal couldn't make it to the next round, but they were the better Africa side at the World Cup. Because they were eliminated from the group stage by just a fair play. Not that they lose but they would become the first team to lose out on the fair play because they were tied on the point. But because Japan they have to lose by fair play, tie on the same point in Japan, tie on the same goal in Japan, but on the fair play rule, they say Japan have a fair play standard compared to Senegal. That's how Senegal was using that. So if you look at Senegal, yes, the only things that is the only odd against the Senegal team at this moment is the missing of Sadio Mane. No matter how we try to color it, no matter how anybody try to see, there's no how Senegal will not feel the absence of Sadio Mane because he carried the weight of the team. And to me, that is the only way I see that. And what no doubt about it, Netherlands is one of the top football nations.
No doubt,
Luis Van Gaal is coming on the this is third time he's coming to take it on the Netherlands team as a coach. And his first World Cup as a coach was Brazil 2014, which he get them to the semi-final. They lose the semi-final match, but they still finished third on the beating host in the loser in the third place match. And looking at the Netherlands, the areas of players they stand on the paper, they've been ahead of Senegal.
Of course. I mean, one of their records says that they have never been gone out of the World Cup in the group stage.
In the group stage,
so that's to tell you the pedigree they have when it comes to football.
And if you look at the record between the statistics between the two sides, it's always most on equal matches. Because if you look at the Senegal, Senegal have not lose a match in the last 5 matches. The last match they have played. And if you look at the Netherlands also, Netherlands have not lose since they lost out in the Euro 2000. So since then they have never lost any match. But and if you look at the qualities in the Netherlands side, and look at the qualities in the Senegalese side, just like the only minor in the Senegal is just the absence of Sadio Mane. Because now they all the hope now the pressure now will be on Ismaila Sarr. But the Watford man, can he take that body to lead the Senegalese?
Right, that match comes up at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, and here on Sports Orbit will keep an eye on that one, and hopefully tomorrow we'll give you a review of that match. But before we go on to our next preview, prediction, what do you think? What do you hope to see? Who do you see coming out with all 3 points in that match? Will it be 3 points? Will the points be shared? What do you expect to see, or who do you expect to see emerge on top in that one today?
Yeah, if you look at this match and based on the statistic, the history of these two teams, Senegal has never lost their World Cup opening match. Same to the Netherlands. And this is the first match between these two sides at any level. At the international level, they have never played each other before. So you don't even know who was the better side when they So the two sides, you are afraid of me, I'm afraid of you. And I see the two teams going to approach the match with a lot of caution.
After all, it's their first games.
Because this match will likely determine who is likely going to be the group winner. And if you miss this match, it will likely also affect you in progressing. So definitely, because Ecuador already have 3 points.
So that's in fact they already have one leg in the next group, whether I like it or not. They're just 3 points away from
3 points away from
exactly.
The ticket. But Ecuador has 3 points. And if you're not having the mind of that Ecuador in your mind, so you have to look. If I lose this match, that will put you in the same line with the Qatar.
Exactly.
And that will also put you that in the next match you must
win.
Either you like it or not, there's no option. So definitely it is too close for me to call. But as an African, I would like the Senegal to win. But football is not about patriotism. It's not about I wish. It's not about I want. But it's about what can you bring to the table within the next 90 minutes. But it's going to be a very close fight. But and at the same time, I see that Senegal should go all out, never to underrate themselves, never to look at this. Okay, we are here, not to think about money in their mind. They need to go out and play for Sadio Mane. Play to show that yes, Senegal is not just about Sadio Mane. And just like CCC yesterday, that Senegal is not just about Sadio Mane. Senegal is ready to prove and show the world that they are ready. So to predict this match, you are trying to predict some of it is very close. But my wish is to see Senegal progress to the next round, win this match. And if at all Senegal could manage, a draw would be perfectly result for me.
Yeah. All right, we'll go to our next preview, which will be the USA versus Wales in that one that will come up at 7 p.m. A win in their first World Cup games is key to both teams' chances of progressing beyond their group stage. Recall that Wales and the United States are also in the group where England and Iran, who just finished that match, are also in that group. So as it stands, England are already on top of that group. So later in the day, it will be Wales and the USA. Wales, don't forget, is a part of the United Kingdom, shares almost same history with the English. So it's going to be a tough group. I mean, that will be another encounter that I will be looking up for when England eventually meet Wales, because all the time they come against each other, the matches is always very close.
Always
very, very close, because I mean, have almost same history, same tradition, so they understand each other very well. But looking at USA Wales, USA has a good mixture of an array of stars. I mean, the last few years, a couple of stars from the USA are gradually making their way into Europe. Getting in the past, you only see US players in MLS, but the likes of Christian Pulisic, about 3-4 other players in the Bundesliga, and yeah, exactly, they are beginning to go to top clubs in Europe. Exactly, and the team is becoming more and more solid, so they will be coming against Wales. But for Wales, one would have been wanting to look up to Gareth Bale, but Gareth Bale has only played 28 minutes of football in the last 3 months going into this encounter. So there have always been concerns about his fitness and all of that going into this encounter. But what do you expect to see from this game? You think Wales, without the aspirational captain and talisman Bale, firing on all cylinders, will have what it takes to defeat this US team, who are sounding and bringing with confidence?
If you look at the Gareth Bale is no longer the Gareth Bale we used to know. He was at the start from the Tottenham, where he first played for the Tottenham before he get to the Real Madrid. And then from Real Madrid, he was known back to the Tottenham just in the last season. But he's no longer the Gareth Bale. And at the same time, if you look at the Gareth Bale, it's no longer the Gareth Bale we said 2016, where they all make it way to the quarter final of the match. But for them to qualify for this World Cup, clearly show from Europe that have many
and their group was even a tough group. Yeah,
so
from a very tough group.
For them to qualify for this World Cup clearly show that Wales have something to offer in this World Cup.
Very well.
And if you look at the same time, just like there's also some other young players who are also coming up in the Wales team. So if the Wales team is all about Gareth Bale, they will have qualified for this World Cup. But if you look at the form of Gareth Bale, it's no longer what he used to be. So it's not qualification with Wales. It's not just about Gareth Bale. But yes, he's still a figure man. He's still the man. But I think his experience and his experience also will be brought to bear in this team. And if you look at the US team, US are beginning to show that they are not. The US is not just about basketball and not just about rugby. And even in football, just to mention some of the players who are normally talk about they always in US they are domestic. But now they are beginning to make a move outside to
big clubs for that matter.
And looking at this team, and this was early this morning, President Joe Biden making a call to the team, giving them some tips and some
very well.
So I think with that in their mind, the US, the Americans will not want to let their president down. And if you look at this match, yes, if you look at the group they find themselves, it's relatively easy group. Except that the England is one of the top there, but it's a group that also has to be very, very careful.
Very well.
Because if you're not careful, you may have yourself swept by the waterside. So these two teams between England and between Wales and US, definitely this the win, just like the win in this match is very key to this side. And those two of this side definitely need to start on the winning note. Because if you look at the next match, forgetting what Qatar play in the opening match against the Ecuador, the Qatar we see can become something different in the next match. So you can't use
teams change with
you can't use the match they play against Ecuador to judge that I have a Qatar, already have a 3 point against Qatar. If you are this, you will be doing yourself a great danger. So definitely you have to win this match and hope whatever result you get against England or Qatar. And so it's going to be a very tough one for these two sides. And if you're looking at the team, I think this is the first one you need to do that. And but on paper, I would like to see the US may have their way. But the Wales will not let it go easy.
Yeah, very well. All right, that match comes up 7 p.m. Nigerian time, and it's sure going to be an exciting and testy encounter to look out for. We'll also be watching that one, and tomorrow we'll give you complete review of that result and preview other matches as the World Cup gradually. We are already following the World Cup, and here on Sports Orbit, the next 1 month will strictly be the World Cup and everything surrounding the World Cup.
Well, still about the World Cup, I think this Qatar World Cup is coming with a whole lot of hits and a whole lot of teams. Yesterday, again, Karim Benzema picked
exactly,
which has automatically knocked him out of completely and becoming the first World Cup that is going to be played without a Ballon d'Or player.
Yes,
and you can see that the Ballon d'Or winners and the runners-up are completely out of this game. So there's something mystery behind this Qatar World Cup. That everything first, and some of the first are not positive signs.
And also, Lukaku too will be missing the first two matches of the World Cup. So a lot of players picking up injury. But it's still part of what the controversies leading to the World Cup. People are complaining about holding the World Cup in the middle of the season will not go well for players, and we are beginning to see it. But nevertheless, we'll still enjoy it.
As the match progressing, as most we're not wishing any player to pick an amazing. We may likely going to see more of this, but we pray that God will intervene as well. The players will stay fit and then complete the 1 month running and then get back to their work fit.
Right, with that, we'll call it draw the curtain on today's episode of Sports Orbit, our FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 special. Until come your way tomorrow again. Salifo, thank you for being in the studio with me on the first day of proper review and update of matches of the World Cup.
Thank you, Alan.
All right, tomorrow is another day. We'll continue with our coverage. Until then, stay safe out there. My name is Afacho, and it's bye for now.
This is the story of a trophy for the world. A journey. A dream.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.